Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, agents. I am Manny and welcome to the show today. First, I would like to start out by giving some huge shout-outs to the following people: OG Swag Panda, 21 Kiloton Cal, and Taylor, because no one can pronounce Ralyat, which, I just noticed, it actually is spelled Taylor backwards with an X, so I guess I can pronounce it. Why are these guys getting the Gun Brothers shout out for this week? Well, because they're all great producers of Division content, and with 1.8 coming out, they all have updated content with all that skirmish and PvP modes and horde modes and all that stuff, so I am sure they'll continue talking about the Division in the future as well, so tune into them. I'll try and put those Twitter and stuff, all that stuff down in the links down in the bottom, links to their YouTube channels and all that stuff. So now, today we have a few things to talk about, so get out your big boy pants because things are going to get a little heated. And since I have nothing really formal written up, I'm just going to go ahead and go on this and say on the topic of 1.8, we are going to talk about a few things that have been on my mind, and part of why OG Swag Panda gets a shout out today is because he reminded me of a couple things today and in his latest video, and so I wanted to go ahead and talk about that. So the first thing on my list is the survival game mode, and I know a lot of you have been yearning for some sort of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds type of game mode since it came out for the Division when survival came out, with the survival aspect built into it. So talking about this prior to today seemed like it would just be for the YouTube views. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to talk about it just for the YouTube views because it doesn't carry much weight behind it. But today is a very special day because a game that I've been playing off and on, a game with zero PvP in it, a game that hasn't really come out yet because it is slated for 2018, it's slated as a free-to-play game, so it hasn't been released yet, although you can buy it now and play it before it's released for free-to-play. So, although I have it now in closed beta, it's actually going to be open beta because anyone who wants it, you can pay the money and join, and that is, correct. It is Fortnite. So, now, why do I bring this up? Well, I bring it up because of a few things, and it is, in its purest form, the very closest relative to the Division, not color-wise, but graphically, it's not the same. It has weapons and it takes magazines to kill enemies. Those are the two things that make it very similar to the Division. But these enemies are more monsters and zombies than anything than whatever we have in the Division, and the main bones of the game are PvE focused. Actually, it's 100% focused on PvE, but that changed a few days ago. The team behind such great PvP games such as Unreal Tournament, and by team it's probably just a few people that are still on the team because I doubt many of the original UT team from over like 20 years ago are still pounding away on these games. Maybe some of them are, but the team behind Unreal Tournament has decided that they want to add a pretty familiar game mode, and that is, you guessed it, a Battle Royale game mode. And it is almost a comical copy and paste of PUBG. And that's not a joke. It literally has an airship. You drop in from that into the area. You scavenge for weapons after you land. There's building components. And I've yet to have my hands on this. So now you're thinking, wait a tick, Manny Carl, what does this have to do with the Division? Well, it has a lot to do with the Division because a few months ago, actually like 5 or 6 months ago, Ubisoft president Ives or whatever you call it, said they're looking at PUBG with interest, leading some to believe that a version of the popular Battle Royale style game would be coming to the Division, Ghost Recon, or some other Ubisoft game, but it is yet to be hinted at or even suggested that is in the works for any amount of games that Ubisoft puts out. So now you have games like Fortnite seeing this and boom, producing a game mode very much like that and without any prompting from the community. Nobody in the community was asking for this. So does this mean that we can fully rule it out that we'll see any PUBG style game mode for the Division? Well, no, but if a game like this is in closed beta, can put out a game mode like this in a short amount of time, it should be a piece of cake for a seasoned team like the Division to do. By the way, this was July. This was July that they must have started on this, because nothing has ever been hinted at this would be in the works. So, they're hoping that the game mode, similar to PUBG or H1Z1, but things are looking bleak for the Division to ever get any of this. I mean, I could put together a story if that's the problem. If there's a story problem that, we need to put something together, we could go ahead and throw something together. Search and rescue helicopter flying over, gets word that Rogue's in the DZ, and you gotta drop in because the landing zone's too hot, but they're all dressed as second wave agents, so you gotta eliminate them all. So you see, that's pretty much it, because the Division agent always wins, no matter at the very end. Regardless, there doesn't even need to be a story to this thing. They just can put it in this game mode. The thing Massive needs to know is that half of the work is already done. You already have the survival mode. All you gotta do is implement this additional stuff. Maybe they're just a little fearful about putting in another mode with leaderboards. That's really, what I think, is that they just can't handle the leaderboards, the way 1.7 couldn't handle leaderboards. So, speaking of leaderboards, the other topic I want to cover, it actually has a lot to do with leaderboards, as well as some of the other items that need fixing. I mean, do I even need to go into what needs fixing? But yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and talk RPM glitch. It is still going strong and still getting people banned across PC and console, so there is that. But where is the fix? That's what we want to know. Where is the fix for the RPM glitch and the leaderboards that we were, promised? Where is the fix for these things? Wasn't it said by Hamish and Yannick that before 1.6.1 that they would be doing smaller patches so they can release fixes outside of the major updates? That way they can fix these things arbitrarily in between these things. Like, we don't have to wait for 1.8 to get these RPM fixes or anything like that. Pretty sure that was a thing. And so far, I don't recall seeing a set plan for the RPM glitch to be fixed or the leaderboards to be fixed. They're still MIA. And it still amazes me that leaderboards shut down an entire patch. The only thing that is still there are the bug fixes and the classified gear. There's nothing. We got a small taste of 1.7, but basically they could revert this back to 1.6.1 and we'd never even be able to tell, other than the classified gear. I mean, I just gotta shake my head, because these are these are things that other developers see, other developers fix, and have they issue fixes right away. I'm actually shocked this is still a thing, because it benefits players hugely. And as we've seen in the past, and we all know, if it benefits the players, it gets fixed the fastest. So that's, all right. So while we wait for 1.7 to be re-released and 1.8 to show up sometimes, we have a plethora of other games that we're playing. I actually just got 286 light level in Destiny 2, and my review of Destiny 2 is still forthcoming, but it is coming. I'm working on it. Really, I just need to record the footage, and all that stuff. So I really get into these ruts where I just enjoy playing games. At the heart of it, I'm just a gamer. I'm a gamer who does YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber that does games. Like a lot of these guys who are out there pumping away, they're streaming every day. Those aren't gamers. Those are YouTubers. Those are streamers. They're not gamers. Don't let them fool you with their game playing or anything like that. Because if would they be playing the game if they weren't making money off of it? That remains to be seen. But they're not gamers. They're YouTubers or streamers. I am a gamer. I'm not either one of those. I do this as a hobby on the side. I do it for information for you guys. And that's why I don't have a set schedule. I don't stream all the time. I go long periods without it. But this is more for you guys, and so I want to make sure that I'm still here for you guys. I'm still here with the Division and all of that stuff. So speaking of that, my clan that I have been promoting for a long time, the 57th Squadron, is taking its first steps to esports. I've been trying to get people to get on board with that, and I finally got a few leaders that want to participate. So I will be coordinating a competitive Rocket League team as well as several competitive PUBG teams. So shout out to my good buddy Hostel Doggo, who's going to be one of my first competitive players. I believe Dark is also going to be in there. So Dark Haas has been my wingman for many chicken dinners. We actually got 3 chicken dinners in a row. So it's we're definitely climbing the ranks soon. So look for other all this stuff for our teams online. And if you want to join one of our teams, you feel like you're competitive enough for Rocket League on PC or Xbox or PlayerUnknown's Battleground, we're gonna go ahead and I'll have that information later. The website for our clan has been down for some time, and we need to get back up working with the esports stuff built in. So, and if you are are playing the 4v4 skirmish in the division and that thing actually becomes some sort of credible way to get into esports for the division, well, we may dive into that as well. I know a few people who'd be interested in leading up that team, you know, hint, hint, Infamous or somebody else, you know, but I definitely would be interested in seeing a esports team or some sort of league where that makes it a possibility. So, all right. So that's my time. Hopefully you stuck around long enough to get to this point. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and sub. We have Destiny 2 content coming, I promise. I have other content, but until all of that drops, we're still here with Division content. So for all of us here at Gun Brothers Gaming, I am Mountie Carl, and the Mountie always gets his man. Agent out.